You are now tuned in to our Day's Athletics Audiobytes.
What's going on, everybody? We got another episode of our Day's Athletics Audio Bites. I'm Day, of course. We can get into a lot of stuff today, man. It's been a while. We got the NFL draft coming up today, so I had to do an episode this morning on this beautiful Thursday morning, even though these allergies are killing me. So please excuse my voice. We can start off with baseball first. We got the NHL playoffs, we got the NBA playoffs, we got the NFL draft coming up. We got Tiger Woods winning the Masters not too long ago. So we got to start off with baseball. Beginning of the season, the Mets tied. They're tied with they're tied in first place, and it's like whoa, and it's really shocking because it's like, well, I mean, all right, I know they usually tend to get injuries mid-season or eventually, but right now we looking well. They're looking. I'm not a Mets fan, but I always give a shout out to the New York teams. I'm not really that type of person that will really have a feud with another New York team. Like, yeah, it's a rivalry, but I'm not gonna hate the Mets or hate the Giants. But I'm happy to see him tied up with the Phillies. And the Phillies, they supposed to be that team that's supposed to be like, the big boys and all them. So it's like Bryce Harper and all that. But the Angels, surprisingly, them and Mike Trout, it's like they're the bottom in the AL West. And what's up with that? What I'm happy is to see the Red Sox tied for second worst in the AL East, and they probably pick it up eventually. But the Yankees, they're not doing too bad. I'd say it would be better to see them in first place, but I think we can pick it up. We just need to get our staff right, get that crew working a little bit better. I think we can get a good little streak going. But moving on to hockey, surprisingly, I really didn't think we were gonna beat the Penguins. The Islanders. I mean, when it comes to hockey, I really just root for any hockey team because it's like when is any New York hockey team really gonna be successful? Really, I mean the Rangers have gone to the playoffs every now and then, and I'm pushing for the Islanders. Anyways, but it was surprising to see the Hurricanes beat the Capitals, and the Hurricanes are not really known as a really very super successful team in recent years, but it's like I thought that was a surprise to me. I thought the Sharks beating the Golden Knights was crazy. Golden Knights coming off a historic year last year, and the Sharks just end up beating them. And if the Islanders somehow make it past the Bruins, which it's gonna be tough. I hope they do. If they somehow make it past the Bruins, I don't think they can beat the Sharks. I definitely think they can beat the Avalanche if the Avalanche if the Avalanche beat the Sharks. Because the Golden Knights are really one of my favorites. They might not be as good as last year, but man, they got this. So it's like they got the experience. Like they've been up there. So it's like, ugh. If I have to choose, I'm probably gonna choose the Sharks. That's probably the Shark. No, I'll go with the Bruins. The Bruins is my choice. I'd say the Bruins Stanley Cup champions. Oh, as much as it hurts me to say. No, you know what? No, I can't say that. New York Islanders Stanley Cup champions. But being realistic, Boston Bruins. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm just the blend between optimism and being a pessimist. I'm sorry, guys. This. Anyways, moving on to golf. I really try to be a positive New York fan, man, but it's like, what's the last time we really won a championship? It's like the last time was the Yankees. So it's like, man, I try to be hopeful, but it's like every time. Because when the Rangers made it to the playoffs the last time, it's like I thought I was rooting for them, and you almost thought we almost thought they were gonna make it all the way, and then it's like they blew it, and yeah. But yeah. Anyways, moving on to golf. Shout out to Tiger Woods for winning the Masters. Made a good comeback in the last couple of rounds. It was dope to see where he was at the bottom, getting pulled over by the police and being drugged up or drunk, whatever he was on. I'm not gonna blame him. Um, shame on him, but I'm not gonna even talk about that because that's in the past. I'm just talking about what's in the future now, really. And what he's done is just so great, and it's been so impressive, and I'm just really proud of him. But anyways, moving on to WWE. Oh man, I got to be able to go to WrestleMania, and let me tell you, that was really one of the major sporting events. I've been to a couple other like types of events like basketball, stuff like that, football, but that was WrestleMania was definitely one of the great experiences of my life, no doubt. And it was great to see Kofi Kingston, the first black WWE champion. The first black WWE champion. Let me repeat that. The first black WWE champion. I'm telling you, this allergy is getting to me. I'm sorry. But it was just great to see that. And what was great about it was like the fireworks and just him being able to bring out his kids and his family and just everybody enjoying it. I liked, the women having the main event. It was just dope, and it was just a great experience. Even though my phone died, and then I bought a man. This is why I don't got T-Mobile. Speaking of which, I'm totally sidetracking here, but this is why I don't got T-Mobile. So I go to T-Mobile because this is the nearest store. I was in a rush going to WrestleMania. I need a portable charger because I know my phone's gonna die while I'm at WrestleMania because the event was started at 5. It ended after midnight. So obviously I'm gonna need a portable charger because I'm gonna be recording everything. I want to capture the moment. So I bought a portable charger from this guy at T-Mobile store. He tests it out for me, turns it on. Turns out he never turns it back off. And guess what happens? I'm thinking, oh, my phone's about to die. I'm good. I got a portable charger. What happens midway? Not even midway. I don't even think it was even midway. Right before midway, I check my portable charger. It dies on me like after 5 minutes. So now I'm like, oh damn. But somehow, some way, my phone was able to just. I pulled off. Man, man, and it was rough, but it was still a dope experience. I mean, I don't need a phone to capture the moment. I capture it with my eyes, obviously, and the experience was top, top 3 experiences of my lifetime. But it would have been better if I could have recorded, especially Batista's last match and everything, his last entrance. And if you're a WWE fan, Batista's entrance is dope. I didn't get to record the whole thing, but that's probably like what I was most disappointed in. But moving on. That's why I don't got T-Mobile. Anyways, moving on. I know y'all thinking, oh, isn't that your fault because you didn't check it before? No, I don't know how it works. He knew how it worked. He didn't want to turn it back off. So, yeah. Anyways, I recently posted an article. You'll see it this morning. WWE Superstar Shakeup Review. Talk a little bit about it. Talk about like Kyrie Sane pairing up with Asuka, Liv Morgan splitting from the Riot Squad, Aleister Black coming to SmackDown, AJ Styles coming to Raw, Ricochet coming to Raw, Lacey Evans, people like that. And it's really dope to what they've been doing. I just hope they know how to use this talent because I think what's starting to happen now is that WWE has had so much talent that they don't know how to manage it all. And when that happens, and you can't blame them for that. You can because you gotta be creative. Like that's why that's why Vince is paying those big bucks to the creative writers, or that's why you're the head of one of the biggest sports entertainment companies in the world. You got to figure out a way how to get all this good talent, involved in the people who are the fan favorites but aren't as good, or people who just aren't good but who are veterans. You just got to let them go, or something. Something's got to give, because what's not going to happen is you're not going to ruin Ricochet and Aleister Black. And I'm not even a big NXT guy, so for the people who are NXT fans, and they got called up to the main roster, and know that usually when you get called up from NXT to the main roster, which is Raw and SmackDown, sorry, usually they don't end up well. I mean, a good amount of people end up well, but people complain about Elias or Kevin Owens, and even though they've had Kevin Owens at least, even though they've had their successes and their opportunities, it's like I'm not even a big NXT guy, but when I hear from majority of other people just online interactions at WrestleMania, everything, everybody's saying like, man, they ruined so many superstars, and it's like, damn, it's like I've seen what Aleister Black and Ricochet can do as a tag team, and I've watched a little bit of NXT here and there, but it's like, damn, if they get ruined, they gonna AEW, the rise of AEW, that new whatever Chris Jericho and Cody Rhodes planning up. They got a new thing coming up that might take over. WWE keeps on messing up. But moving right along. Let's see, NBA, NFL, NBA, NFL. Since the draft is today, we'll save that for last. Ha. NBA. It's an interesting matchup. And I was going to do an article, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till the other first round matches are over. So check out for that. I might have something coming up for you guys soon. An article for like the rest of the playoff predictions. I wanted to do it before the playoffs actually started. That'd make more sense. But I was just been busy with stuff, and why better late than never. So I'm still going to do it most likely. Unless I don't see it fitting, but I probably will. Anyways, I'll make predictions right now, but I'll go in depth with it in the article, in the possible article. Anyways, I'd say the Clippers won last night, and it was crazy. Like, I didn't think they actually gonna pull it off, but they were, they did their thing. They got a good. The thing about the Clippers is they got like a good. They don't have superstars, but that's the scary part. If they get a superstar, it's a big problem because you all know KD's leaving. Klay Thompson might want to get a trade. Steph is gonna stay, obviously. Draymond's gonna stay, but he's a great player, but not like, oh boy, Draymond Green. Like, come on, no one's really scared of him. It's Steph and Klay and KD, and those other players play part too, like Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala or whatever. But it, like, come on, like, and I'm not, no way am I saying the Clippers are gonna beat the Warriors. I'm just saying that they just got a nice solid squad. It's like Lou Williams, Patrick Beverly, and Gallinari, and all these boys. It's like they're like it's like one of those old teams back in the days, like a Mavericks or like a Pistons. They just got a good solid squad of veterans. And they're not gonna win most likely. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. I'd like to see the Clippers win. So I really hope I'm wrong. But I most likely think I'm gonna be right as usual. Speaking of being right, going back to WWE, I told you in the last episode, I believe, or was it 2 episodes ago? I believe it was in the second episode of the Audiobytes. I told you Cedric Alexander was gonna get moved up to the main roster, or he should be. And what happens? He does. He got it. As well deserved for the brother. So congrats to him. Anyways, coming back to NBA. Man, my sinuses. I'm sorry, folks. My allergies, man. Blame Mother Nature, man. Anyways, we're back to basketball. Yeah, there's no way I'm no. I'm hopeful, but I'm not stupid. Steph and KD probably gonna turn it up next game. They probably gonna go. You probably gonna see that scary Steph where he just pulls up from like what Dame did, but like just casually, just like super casually. Not like fade away, not like he's just gonna pull up from anywhere, like half court line. Like, we don't know. Like, we might see that. We probably will see that Steph. He probably be like, okay, this is enough, because they play Houston in the next round, and Houston's getting a nice break. Golden State messed up by not winning this game. As good as they are, the one thing that they did this season, and that I guess is carrying on now, which they shouldn't do because they almost lost to the Rockets last year, And honestly, if Chris Paul was healthy, they would have lost, in my opinion, in most people's opinion. Like, come on. They can't be playing around with this. Anyways, the Warriors, they're going to go in go mode and destroy the Clippers, I believe, in the next game. But it's like, yo, that really sucks that y'all didn't win the game last night. Now y'all got to really. Houston took care of their business. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell. He's going to be a better player, as Carl Corbett said. He's definitely a guy you want to build around. Like, he doesn't get into any trouble, no mess. Like, he just does his thing and he balls out. But he just wasn't a match for James Harden and them boys. But Warriors got to be careful here. But the good thing about this is if Golden State still toying around with the Clippers and everything, if Golden State loses to the Rockets, KD, like, I think it goes from like 5% to 0% KD staying with Golden State. Like, why would you stay? You lost. You lost to Golden State when you was with the Thunder, and then you left. So it just makes sense for you to go somewhere else and leave since you lost to the Rockets. Now, who knows? They probably beat the Rockets. Maybe they'll sweep the Rockets. Who knows? But I don't see that happening. But it's at the same time, it's like, man, y'all gotta, put a little pep in your step. Like, I gotta stop playing. Don't let this go to a game 7 now. Now, if you take this to a game 7, or if the Clippers take it to a game 7, now you're gonna be exhausted. And then you have to play. You just finished playing Patrick Beverly wild ass. Excuse my language, but come on, he's like a pit bull. He can't guard KD, but man, he did somewhat of a good job. He's at times he does somewhat of a good job. You gotta give him credit for someone who's 6'1", guarding Kevin Durant. Like, we not giving him enough credit. Like, Kevin Durant should be averaging 50 a night, and KD can average 50 a night on anybody, but he's not on Patrick Beverly. We do not giving this guy enough credit. But nobody can stop KD. But Patrick Beverly's doing enough to where it's like, oh, damn. But, obviously KD's still going to get his, and I think KD's going to go off. KD and Steph's going to go off no matter what. But anyways, moving on from that series. Golden State needs to stop playing. Anyways, Portland, man. Man, that game winner 2 nights ago that Damian Lillard had on Russell Westbrook. Definitely a killer. Westbrook, his legacy, will be known for triple doubles, but what will he be known in the playoffs? And that's the question, because it's like, okay, KD left, KD snake self left. I feel bad for that, but it's like, I think what Russ needs to do is, like, you can't take the final shot. Like, he missed the layup right before Dame hit that shot, and it's like, you got to give it to PG. You got to give it to PG. Like, you're not the clutch guy. You're not, or at least someone else. If you're not gonna give it to PG, someone else, because you're not clutch. Like, let's really be honest here. He's not clutch. So, yeah, they need to figure their thing out. But congrats to Portland. That was just a nasty buzzer beater. That was great. It was awesome. Moving on to Denver versus San Antonio Spurs. That's a tough one. You can never count out the Spurs, but Denver is just way too young, too fast, too talented, which is why they can go crash and burn badly and lose this series. But I'm going to predict the Nuggets. Boom. And then I think if Portland had Nurkic, I'd choose them over the Nuggets, but I'm going to choose the Nuggets. And if I had to say in how many games, I'd say about 7. Oh, and for the Golden State and Houston Rockets game, I'd say that game goes to that series. My mistake. Would go to about that can go to game 7. If that team could stay healthy, I'm choosing the Rockets. And it's kind of just part of me is being that guy that just wants to see the Warriors lose, especially because I'll piss off KD. He'll take his snake self to New York, and we can use him for a couple titles, and he can leave. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care. I don't. I just want the titles. Just give us the titles, and you can leave. So you're not gonna retire Nick. I don't really want him to retire Nick. Me personally, let's get KD, make him mentor Knox, and make Knox the guy after KD. Slithers away to another team. I'm just being honest. Or maybe he does retire Nick. Who knows? And I just have to. I don't know. If he retires Nick, hey, I guess I'll rock with him. But I don't see him. The way he did OKC, man, is like, come on, man. Come on. He's gonna leave us too. Even if he even comes to us. He might not even come to us. He might not even come to us. We'll talk about that. I'll put out an article of my predictions for free agency, stuff like that. But he might not even come to us, Especially if we don't get Zion or John Morant. Like, say if we get like the third pick or the fourth pick, which is very likely because we are the New York Knicks and we have terrible luck. There's a good chance that we might not get that pick. So yeah, but anyways, going back to the playoffs, the Bucks and the Pistons. Yeah, Pistons ain't really. Yeah, I feel bad for them. Giannis and them boys are really a force. But if you can, if the Celtics can really spread the floor, make Milwaukee spread the floor, and but spread Giannis out at least, because Milwaukee definitely has shooters, like Middleton and them boys. But if you can spread Giannis out, because he's not a perimeter threat, he's not a threat in perimeter at all. He's going inside most of the time. When he's on a pick and roll, he's not gonna spot up for the jump shot. He's gonna go to the lane. So if Boston can figure that out, which Brad Stevens is a really good coach, they've had their troubles. Him and Kyrie and Hayward and the boys had their troubles, but I think this could be a really close series. If I had to choose it, I would choose. I would go with Boston. Yeah, I'll go with Boston in 7. Probably won't go to 7, but I'll just say 7 because this is a tough matchup. So I'll say Boston wins 4-3 in that one, and then shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. At least it was a New York team to make it to the playoffs. But they just need to build more. Jared Allen needs to gain a little bit more weight. He's still a solid center. But shout out to the Pacers too. They need to show up more. Miles Turner didn't show up enough. But anyways, back to the Nets. Yeah, shout out to them. They have like a lot of talented guards and wings and everything like that. And now they just need to focus on big men this offseason and try to cash out and maybe get like who knows, who knows, honestly. There's a lot of options this offseason. But anyways, moving on. If I had to choose, I would choose If I had to choose, I say, well, that's tough. Ooh, that's going to be a good series. 76ers versus the Raptors. Shout out to Orlando, by the way. Vukic is going to get cashed out this season. I believe he's a free agent. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's a really free agent. And he'll get cashed out, no doubt, and ball out somewhere else. To the Knicks, he just doesn't really score on defense. I mean, he doesn't really provide anything on defense, but yeah, maybe. But yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Magic. But I'd say Raptors. Would I say Raptors? Yeah, because I like Kawhi. I say 4-2, 4-3, 4-2 sounds more realistic. No, what am I saying? It's tough. That's a tough matchup, man. That's a tough matchup. I'll say 4-3 Raptors. Yeah, I have to give it to them. And then Raptors beat the Celtics. Yep. Another 7-game series. You know, that'll probably be wrong. Yeah, 4-3. And these are just off the rip, just predictions. This really isn't like in depth. Like I'm going kind of in depth, but I'll release an article later, sooner or later, talking about my predictions, and it might change up, especially if Spurs end up winning that series or something, or if the Clippers somehow pull up like the upset of the whole entire the sport, industry in recent months. But yeah, I'd probably say Toronto's taking the East, Rockets taking the West, and then the finals. Yeah, both Western Conference Finals and Eastern Conference Finals would go 7, I believe, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, nah. If the Rockets end up playing the Nuggets, I'd probably say like 4-2. That I'd definitely say 4-2 at least. The most at least. I actually going 4-1. I think Denver could pull out a win. Like Jokic will go off for one game. Yeah, and do his thing or whatever. But I actually win in one game. So I'll say 4-2. I think 4-2 is more realistic. But anyways, finals, Rockets, Raptors. I'll say for now, at least. Um hmm. Yeah, Rockets. Always go West. West is always strong in the division anyways. I'll say West 4-3. Go to 7 games. Yeah, I'll go with that for now. And then closing out, we got the WWE. My mistake. And we can get into one of my recent articles on some NBA draft prospects after the NCAA tournament. If yeah, we might as well get into that. I'm just all over the place because the allergies, man. My son, like you get. I know some of you guys will understand my pain here, but just when your nose is clogged up and your eyes is all blurry, you gotta wash it out or get eye drops. And if you don't have no idea what I'm talking about, then you're really lucky. But it's bad, and it has me all kind of all over the place and everything. But anyways, we'll get into some college basketball, at least like the NBA draft coming up, some prospects that I like. Excuse me. Some prospects that I like, I'd say, shout out to Virginia, by the way, for winning championship. Finally, for after years of choking and so many times I've chosen them as champion in the bracket, and 1 year I don't choose them to be champion. They actually win it. Anyways, speaking of Virginia, some of my favorite prospects is Ty Jerome. I think he's a solid all around player. He can defend, he can shoot, he can pass, he can do it all. Obviously, John. Don't get me started on John Morant. We've been talking about all this time about how I've been right on what I've been predicting or what I've been stating. I've been on the John Morant bandwagon. You can hear I've been talking about it on this on my episodes for the longest. If you know me in person, you know I've been talking about this guy. So I'm not even gonna discuss it. I'm not even gonna discuss it. He had the hype, going into the tournament. And then people found out who he was. Oh yeah, he might be better than come on, man. Come on. If you've been listening, this is why you listen to our Days Athletic audio bites. Because if you listen to me, you will know about people before they get bigger. Okay, you will know about people before they get more hype. So, anyways, I like Shamori Pons. Shout out to my boy Shamori Pons from New York. S.J. John, I think he's gonna be solid. He's short, but Patrick Beverly's short. Lou Williams isn't that tall, so that short narrative doesn't really doesn't really bother me that much. If you can ball, you can ball. At the shooting guard position, you got I'm not gonna give you the whole list, because you go check the article out yourself. At dayathletics.wordpress.com. Go check it out. Matisse Thybulle from Washington led the nation in steals. It was 18th in blocks. He's 6'5", 2.31 blocks per game. He's 6'5", a shooting guard, or a small forward, whatever you say. 3.5 steals per game. That's we just talk about Patrick Beverly. He could be the next Patrick Beverly, the next Andre Roberson, whatever you want to call it. He can be that next great defender. And I think because he can't shoot, as of right now, that shouldn't deem him. I think that makes him the most unique. Being one of the top blockers and top stealers as a shooting guard in the nation, pretty much one of the best, if not the best defender in the entire nation. I don't care about your offense. You can do something that's unique. Because a lot of these guys can score in this upcoming draft class. A lot of these guys can score, but who can defend? Not a lot of people. Thybulle is one of the people who does that and then some on defense. So, I'm rooting for him. I hope he falls to the Knicks, because a lot of teams will be dumb and be like, oh, yeah, he can't score, so we're going to make him fall. I hope he falls to the Knicks in the second round. Or we trade back into the first or early second or something. And then I like Admiral Schofield from Tennessee. He's a big boy. He's probably going to play the four. He's like an undersized four. I mean, not an undersized four, by mistake. Well, he honestly will probably play the four. But, thing with the NFL and the NBA is like when the NBA combine comes around, you really find out how tall these boys are, man. Like NFL combine, it's not really that bad a difference. Like you have a couple wide receivers, corners, like, oh yeah, I'm 6'4", but they end up being like 6'3" or 6'1", and that's not too bad because you really don't need a 6'4" corner, even though that's that'd be amazing. You don't need that. You can have a 5'10" corner, and you'll be absolutely fine. Some of the best corners aren't 6 feet tall, so it's not a big deal. But when it comes to basketball, that 2 inches, 1 inch can really make it or break it. Like Schofield ends up being like he ends up being like 6'4" at the combine. His stock is going down dramatically. If that happens, Schofield needs to really needs to look at himself. If he knows that he's gonna be less than 6'6" without shoes at the combine, you need to lose weight, because you then are now a very, very oversized guard. That's what you are. And in today's NBA, you even looked at as an undersized shooting guard, even though you're 240, and then most power forwards don't even weigh that much in this draft class, which is crazy. But if you don't know about him, check him out. He's really dope. Dylan Winder from Belmont, a smaller D1 school product. He's been a baller. 21.3 points a game, 10.8 rebounds a game, 54 field goal percentage as a shooting guard or as a wing, 42.9% from three. I think he's gonna be. He's not like a Gordon Hayward or like a Ellie Chandler Parsons probably, but he has potential to be that or better. But right now, I just see him being a solid little contributor after a backup contributor for now. But if he keeps on working, he could be something special, I think. Small forwards, we got who we got? Man, that group is trash. I don't even. Shout out to Cameron Johnson. He's a good shooter, but man, I'm not really a big fan of these small forwards or forwards in general, really. I love Zion, of course. I'm not dumb. I like Brandon Clark from Gonzaga. Roy Hachimura. I like him too. They're not too bad. Cedric Lawson's all around good, solid power forward. I like some of these guys. The question is where Zion's going to play. Bruno Fernando, I like out of Maryland. Kind of reminds me of who I'd say. Um, a little bit of Patrick Ewing, a little bit, because he's more of like a true. Even though Patrick could stretch the floor, and Bruno, he's getting better at it, but he's really the only true center in this draft class. Bobo, he's not a true center. Like he's tall, but he's gonna have to play center, yes, but he's gonna get abused in the paint. If he's gonna get demolished. Nas Reed, he's not that tall. He's 6'10", which I mean that's really tall, but you know what I mean. um, I think he looks solid to me. Maybe he may have to lose a couple more pounds, get a little more muscle. I don't know, something that will help him, but I think he'll be solid. That's about it for that. And then last but certainly not least, we will talk about the NFL draft. um, it's been a struggle doing this with a really messed up nose right now and sinuses, but I feel like Michael Jordan in this flu game, man. I'm doing it for y'all, man. Anyways, so first I'll talk about some of the underrated prospects. You always know I got some prospects for y'all that are either slipping under the radar, and first it was John Morant. There wasn't really. He was underrated. Yeah, he's very underrated at the time. Like this was like way last year, and people only knew him for like dunks and stuff, but he could actually do everything. But anyways, couple guys. We're just out for Tony Pollard. He's a backup running back or / kick returner for Memphis. He was behind their starting running back at Memphis, and something just tells me I think he's gonna be a solid guy, and I don't know. I think he'll be a good kick returner, but I think he'll be a good running back too. I just think he reminds me like maybe of like a little bit of like Joe McKnight. If you ever seen Joe McKnight play, or Daryl Henderson, by the way, my boy Daryl Henderson. I almost forgot the name. He was backing for Daryl Henderson. The fact that you back up, I can't blame Tony Pollard. Maybe that's why his draft stock might not be as good in this draft. And the Jets don't really have any picks, but I assume we'll trade down somewhere. We'll find a way. Maybe we'll trade Darren Lee, which is stupid. I don't know why we're not playing him. He's an athletic freak. You find a way to play him. Like, I know we got C.J. Mosley, blah, 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 but still, he should be playing in sub packages, move to a 4-3 and play him like it just doesn't make any sense. You can move to a 4-3, play C.J. Mosley. I know we got Williamson, but he's not. I don't know. It is just you draft this guy a couple years ago, and now you like trading him for what? Like I know he has lived up to expectations, but he has shown some bright spots, and it's just dumb to let's totally let go of him right now. Doesn't make any sense. Anyways, other people, Bryce Love. You guys know about Bryce Love, big time running back from Stanford. He's not really big. He's they'll say he's undersized, which I hate that narrative because Christian McCaffrey, who's also from Stanford, was always deemed undersized, and he is balling out the field. I would say the gym, but this is football. But Sean Bunting, corner from Central Michigan. Both those Central Michigan corners aren't too bad. A bunch of people. So, I'll give you guys my mock draft for the first round, and then for my New Yorkers, I'll give you guys the full mock draft. And this is assuming that no trade. Let me check my phone right now because it is 7:38 a.m. Yeah, no trades as of yet. I've been hearing rumors that Kyle Murray is not going number 1, but I refuse to believe that. And if he does, man, let me tell you something. If Kyler Murray doesn't go number 1, I want the Jets to trade up again this year. Like, listen, we'll give you a first. Obviously the first we got right now. We don't got a second. We'll give you a third, and we give you a second or something like hey man, Because listen, Kyle Murray is box office. He's the real deal. The only two things on him is that, um, he's undersized. I'm gonna say undersized, like short or nothing. Like I don't care about his. He's 5'10", 5'11". I don't care about that. People 5'8", 5'9" ball out of quarterback and we go NFL. Stop. Anyways, that's dumb. When I mean undersized, I mean he's slim. He's not. Russell Wilson, he's a brolic dude. He's a really muscular dude. He's a bulky dude. He can take those kind of hits. Kyler Murray, I am worried for him. I think he'll get killed. Yes, I said killed because that's how bad he's gonna get hit. But other guys, so I have Kyler Murray going number 1. I have Nick Bosa going number 2, Josh Allen number 3, Quentin Williams number 4 to Oakland, Devin White to Tampa Bay, Dwayne Haskins to the Giants at number 6, Drew Lock to the Jaguars at number 7, Montez Sweat to the Lions at number 8, Jawan Taylor to the Bills at number 9, Rashawn Gary to the Denver Broncos at number 10, Ed Oliver to the Bengals at 11. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you can check out this whole thing at adayathletics.wordpress.com. I have the Giants going at 17 with Andre Dillard. He'd probably go a lot earlier than that. Who knows what this draft will be like? It'll be interesting to see what will be going on. Speaking of which, I will be live streaming my radio show tonight that I co-host live at 9. That is live at 9. We go live at 9 every Thursdays at 9 live. That's why it's called live at 9 p.m. I'll be live streaming the draft on my laptop and I'll be watching it. Be giving updates while we have a guest in the building. Just check it out, live at 9ny.com. That's their website, so you can check out the website. I take care of all the website stuff, all the media mostly. So you can check that out. And anyways, continuing, I got DK Metcalf, that freak of nature, going to the Redskins at 15. I got Noah Fant going to the Vikings. If that happens, god damn it, Kirk Cousins is going to look somewhat decent. That's going to really, because really Kirk Cousins supporters out there, and that really grinds my gears, man. Because it's like that guy is trash, but people will still find a way to support him. But wow, this might be the longest episode ever. I'm going to like almost 42 right now. And this is like, no, I'm not editing this. This is all one cut. With Days Athletic Audiobytes, what we do here, what we, meaning me, is what we do. We only do one take, even though I did cut off the last take the last time because my allergies was so terrible. Anyways, so so this was the second take, but still, I had an excuse with my allergies. If you guys know me, you'll know how bad it back can get, and if you guys don't know me, I think by now you probably get that. You get it. I'm probably ignoring you by this point by telling you how bad my allergies are. Jalen Ferguson, guy from Louisiana Tech, the nation sack leader, going to Titans. Man, all these guys are getting good picks, man. Like, damn. It's like this draft is so like it's really a really good as opposed to the NBA draft class, which I don't think is that really talented unless people start balling out in the combine and the the exhibition games at the combine or whatever. But I got Greedy Williams going to Pittsburgh at 20. It's like, man, it's like the Jets could have been horrible this year, and we still would have got some great picks, man. Like, man. Jeffrey Simmons, the D lineman from Mississippi State, who's been in some, off the field issues, but he would be a steal if he fell to 26. I got a whole bunch of guys. I got Ja'Kai Polite falling to 30. I could see different people. Like, for example, I could see my boy, what's his name? The pass rusher from Xavier, I believe. We're gonna find that out right now. Cause I told you I don't do second takes. And if you're wondering, yes, I am going on. I just really Wait, no, that's not him. Anyways, I'm gonna find him before we end this podcast. I'm gonna find him before we end this episode. But there's so many pass rushes, like Clelin Farrell. Like, there's so many. You could get technical. We could be technical and say Jerry Tillery. My mistake. D lineman from Notre Dame. He's not really like a lean, 4-3, defensive end, but he can rush the pass. Like, so many of these people can pass rush, and it's so crazy because it's like it's just this thing is just stacked, and that's what makes me so mad because it's like we don't have any picks in this draft. We don't really have the Jets. I'm a Jets fan. Yeah, I said that already, but I'm a Jets fan, so it's like, yo, like I really wish we could really get some dudes to really help us, but it's like, damn, everybody's getting the good guys, and I found him. There we go. Old Dominion, my fault. O'Shane's of mine. I think he's gonna be a very good pass rusher. Take my word for it. At least somewhat decent. If he ends up not being good, then that's on him because I can see the talent in him. So don't blame me, blame him if he ends up being not good. O'Shane's of mine, and I think he's gonna be a really solid guy. And I think he's one of these underrated, not really underrated, because I've been hearing he might go first round, but I had to mention him. I mentioned him in one of my articles too, and I still don't know how to forget the name. It's allergies, man. I'm just blaming the allergies on everything. I got some D1 AA, got some D2 athletes in there. That I talk about. I really would like Jalen Hurd, man. That's what I hate, man. That's what I hate is that we don't have any traffic. The Giants, on the other hand, man, y'all got the whole thing. I'm not gonna go through the whole article. I wrote an article. Check it out at adayathletics.wordpress.com. But you can check out the whole article. And the Giants y'all got some good. I gave y'all some good picks, man. I made sure y'all like shore up that O line. Gave y'all a nice tight end to pair up with Evan Ingram. And make sure you pair him with Evan Ingram. Try to get you some pass rushers to replace Olivier Vernon, and just give you all more pass rushers. I gave you Xavier Crawford, the other good DB from Central Michigan, even though he's not as good as Bunting, but he could have ended up being better. Who knows? Just a bunch of people. You can check that out at dayathletics.wordpress.com. But we're gonna wrap it up here. It's been dope. I've been busy, so I apologize for not releasing content as much as I would like to. But you will check this out online at adayathletics.wordpress.com. This episode will be on YouTube. You can download it straight to your phone later. So anyways, peace out. I apologize for the allergies. Hopefully it will be better by next time I post this. We'll come back at you next week with, results from the draft. Hopefully the Jets pull off some magic. Hopefully the Giants. Nah, I don't want. See, I know what I said earlier. I know what I said earlier when I said I don't hate any other New York teams that we're rivals against. But I'm not gonna lie. I do not want to see the Giants really succeed too much in the draft because then they're gonna talk their BS, and it's gonna be annoying especially when they got Saquon last year. I'm cool with Darnold, but I really would have rather Saquon. Saquon would have been, man. Then we would have got, boy, if he would have got Dwayne Haskins, Kyle Murray, or Drew Lock and Kyle Murray, not or Drew Lock and Saquon Barkley. My apologies. The allergies. Anyways, the Drew Lock and Saquon Barkley or Dwayne Haskins and Saquon Barkley. Are you kidding me? I will take that any day over. I'm sorry. I love my boy Sam Darnold. And we just got Le'Veon Bell. Even though I predicted him to go to the Texans in the last episode, I believe. I'm not too sure. Definitely didn't predict him to go into the Jets. I'm not complaining about it. We got him for like a good amount of money. People say we overpaid him, but it's really not that bad because the Steelers were going to pay him more, which is I never get. I'm totally fine with the contract. I wish we didn't sign him. I wish we just drafted somebody instead, like a Daryl Henderson, and then maybe a Tony Pollard in the later round, and then just ball out with those two. But maybe we can get Tony Pollard in the small round or Bryce Love. And but much success to anybody, any team. I hope the best for y'all, except the Giants, because I do not want to hear y'all talking that smack when you end up, because y'all got how many picks? We're just gonna go over. Yes, I'm jealous. If you can't tell by now, I'm a jealous. I'm this rivalry, man. Y'all got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 picks. What the Jets got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I think we got 6. Oh, thank Jesus. That's still horrible. But that's still horrible. But we got 6. Y'all got like over 10. Which is ridiculous. So I really hope y'all mess it up. I hope y'all like trade up for Drew Lock and he ends up tearing his ACL walking up the stage and y'all just wasted like 5 picks for nothing. Now I'm playing. Peace out, y'all. We gonna coming at you next week. I promise you, because we gotta come back with the results for the NFL draft. I think this was the longest episode I've ever done before, and I'm like feeling, man, I'm feeling horrible right now. So hopefully I'll be better. If allergies are killing you up somewhere out there too, hoping y'all feel better. Peace out, y'all. Have a good weekend.